G'day guys, Beer Healer here and welcome back to a follow-up video with the Hobart Brewing Company. In the last video we spoke about their new release, their Eisbock, and in this one we continue our chats around their favourite beers, what's been going on with some new products down at the Hobart Brewing Company, and also the changing landscape of the Tasmanian craft beer scene and what they've seen from their perspective. So settle in, relax and enjoy this second video. Out of all the beers up there on the wall, what's your favourite?
Oh,
easy for me right now.
Depends
Colorado
on the time
right
of
now.
day and the weather, but I'd have to agree with Brendan in Colorado.
Yeah, nice.
Just right at the moment. I mean, when this came out in the keg, that was certainly the favourite for a while. And, you know, changes as you.
I still remember back to the Hobart Beer Fest. Was it 2 years ago, maybe? When you were just bringing that out, I think, from memory, the Colorado, wasn't it?
It was
Brewed it last year.
January.
For second anniversary.
Yeah.
Yes.
It sold a bit quicker than, well, we basically were running out very quickly and we had to save 2 kegs for the beer fest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember walking away from having a chat with you and having drunk that beer thinking, mate, this is bloody fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a ripper of a beer.
Oh, you might have to try it before you head off today.
Work, I'm not coming back this afternoon.
It's only 7.3, that's all right.
Goes all right.
It's been good to brew a beer that people really like.
And asked about to bring back, you know, so it took us a year to brew it again.
It was just meant to be a one-off. Originally it was, we're going to brew it one time, that was it.
Personally, I'm glad you decided to bring it back again. Now, something else I've noticed sitting here looking at these beers, the labels look a little bit different. You going through a slight rebrand, are you?
With these ones? Oh, yeah, well, the big news out, that's forward from here is that we are going to have some cans out shortly. They'll be coming out in December.
Happy days.
So our
Cans
St.
for
Christopher
Christmas.
Cans for Christmas, exactly.
Oh, nice.
Let's get this
So there'll
Santa,
be,
if you're listening, can you pick me up a 12-pack?
yeah, so our customers will notice a bit of a difference with the cans, and you just sort of have to change a few things up. But that look will flow through everything that we do. But you know, the logo, that's it. That's us. That's who we are.
Just sitting here, you've got some people around us at the moment. I know, having been here a few times in recent weeks, this place is really starting to pump. Are you starting to see a bit of a shift in the Hobart or Tasmanian drinkers walking into your venue to what you did previously?
Yeah, I think so, absolutely. People's tastes are changing, and they appreciate not just the beer, but as you say, what's going on down here, and come and experience something like the TSO, come and sit in the sun and with a view of the mountain. It's not something that's that common down here as yet.
I think a lot of people have been worried about the amount of breweries that are open down here, and is the market big enough? But I think slowly we're actually starting to grow the market as a result of having so many breweries down here. It's actually bringing some awareness to people.
I know, I've always been a bit concerned about we might be growing a little bit too quickly, but I think what you've done here with having a venue where you can sell your beer directly out of the tanks effectively really helps to set yourself up for long-term success. I think that was a really great idea. And being in this location in the heart of, what are we, Sullivan's Cove or Hobart?
Yeah, that's right.
You know, an absolute ripping place. Do you also feel that education levels are rising around the place?
Absolutely. I think when we first started, we were not conservative with the beers that we wanted to have on our initial tap lineup, but we've certainly, over the last 12 months, after the reception of Colorado last year when we brewed it, now we're not worried about, you know, pushing some boundaries, brewing bigger beers or hoppier beers, or we just yesterday finished brewing a Goza, a kettle soured beer with grapefruit, and it's going to be quite tart and dare I say maybe a bit sour. So yeah, we've gained more confidence because people are searching those beers out now.
And Cascadian beer that we brewed was probably a great example of people's taste buds changing. That really surprised me. You know, it's a Cascadian style beer that how many different types of drinkers it brought across. People who are dark beer drinkers, but also IPA drinkers, and you know, people who'd only really drunk, say, Guinness for a lot of their life, have just been starting to get into some of the local stouts and porters, and they just love Tascadian. which
Yeah.
was a big shift for
I
them.
had a friend here just the other week, and I bought a couple back. He's, oh, I don't drink dark beers. I'm like, hold on a second, just give it a second.
Sweet. That's cool.
So yeah, it's good. Actually, just back on the whole changing of the community down here and people's education levels. I've got a mate of mine, g'day Nobby Clark, who who once upon a time would only drink local mainstream beers, and then he's been watching a few of my videos. We've been having a few chats, and I get messages every now and then. And now he's sending me pictures every other week of these new bloody 10% dark beers that he's drinking. He went over to Ireland and was drinking all these craft beers in the pubs over there. It's just like in 18 months, 2 years, like he's been on this massive journey, and I think that's, for me, is a bit of an indication of where Tasmanians and Hobartians especially are moving with their beer.
Yeah,
It's a
we
great thing
sort
to
of
see that.
brew a fairly. I mean, if you look at the tap list, there are beers from a pretty wide spectrum of styles, and it's kind of brewing for everybody. Cream ale being our just easiest drinking that we can offer anyone who wants a Cascade draft. We can give them that, and then we can sort of start to take them on that flavour journey and introduce them to more beers and stuff like that.
And they seem to be like, because they're introduced to something that doesn't scare them away. We go and give them something like a massive IPA or whatever first stuff, and they've never had one. And I think all the brewers around the country know that. It just scares them away, and being able to take them, as Jimmy says, on that journey, introduce them, and then they come back next time and they start to feel a bit more adventurous, and they'll try something else. Before you know it, and they are smashing the IPAs.
Yeah.
We've got quite a few people who are right into Colorado that 2 years ago had never had an IPA.
Yeah. Well, there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed my follow-up video with the Hobart Brewing Company. I'd really like to thank Scott, Brendan and Jimmy for their time the other week. It was fantastic. And thanks again for sending me away with that Cannibal of Colorado IPA. It is an absolutely ripping beer. If you're anywhere near the Hobart Brewing Company at any stage, I encourage you to head in for a beer because they are just awesome. And until we talk again on the Beer Healer deck or wherever we are, cheers to great beers.